Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this trailer, this kind of advertisement for tonight's show, which is a follow-up to our show, Britain Shattered Isles. We're going to be talking about the Great Deception. Yes, the extinction level event of 1332, May the 17th, in fact, 1332. We touched on this the other day with Ingrid McLean, and I'm going to be expanding on it this evening. I've been looking through the works of William Comyns Beaumont for quite a few years. Some of it I found quite hard work, and I think I used the word indecipherable in the last interview. That's a slightly unfair comment, I think, in retrospect, because his actual works were very, very coherent to start with. He just got into a lot of alliteration, and really the rewriting of myth and legend throughout the ages became tied to his original idea, this catastrophe that happened in 1332 BC, and later the relocation of the whole of Christianity, which is really fascinating. So I'll be talking about that this evening, and 9:30 p.m. windowsontheworld.net live shows. Please subscribe to us on Spreaker, which is where this show will originate at 9:30 p.m. We have hundreds of shows in the archive there, and they are not on YouTube. YouTube keep taking down our shows. YouTube are taking down our shows. We've had another one taken down this week. We have 2 community strikes. YouTube is not friendly for the sort of information we want to put out. And really, I would like people, if they're interested, to go to Odyssey. Go to Odyssey. It's linked at windowsontheworld.net homepage, and we put all of our Sunday shows on Odyssey after they've been originated on the Spreaker platform. We also have a Discord channel. Anybody can join in the conversation at Discord. Good evening, monopods. Yeah, this is an impromptu broadcast. I did one of these last week and it ended up being 50 minutes long, but this is just going to be a short trailer because the depth of information I want to get into tonight in this show, we're going to be calling The Great Deception, Britain, The Great Deception, 9:30 p.m, windowsontheworld.net. So yeah, please subscribe to us on those platforms. Go to Windows on the World and have a look round. We have such a big archive. I actually dug some things out the other day for people who'd asked for them on the Discord channel, and it goes back years. And what I do find a little bit tedious, if anything, is that people keep making the same mistakes, going round and round and round in circles, getting absolutely nowhere. We featured that on a show a week before last. I think it was last week, actually. Things are going really quick. Time is moving at a very fast rate, and I'm putting out a lot of information. So yeah, some of the shows I actually forget that I've done, and I go back and listen to them and I think that's a lot of information, and it is. So yeah, we did a show really about these charlatans who are using trust law and using the words common law without really understanding what they mean, and basically ripping people off and getting people into a position where they can lose their property. This is going to be a big issue over the next 12 months, and I predicted it a while ago. We do have property developers as interested parties with some of these so-called new groups, which are going to be harvesting the energy of you. Yes, you, the public. Okay, so do join us. We're going to be talking about Williams Comyns Beaumont and the books that he wrote. They laid out in quite a few books, actually. The Riddle of the Earth, 1925. The Mysterious Comet, 1932. The Riddle of Prehistoric Britain, 1945. Britain, the Key to World History, 1948. And The Great Deception, which was reissued by ResonanceBookworks.com in 2016. And that originated in 1953. Now, what's very interesting about the ideas of Comyns Beaumont and his catastrophism theory is that it looks as though it was absolutely copied by people who became into catastrophism a bit later, such as the likes of Immanuel Velikovsky. We'll be getting into that tonight. Velikovsky wrote Worlds in Collision much later than Comyns Beaumont actually started out with his ideas. Now that I've gone through the volumes and done a lot of research into this, I have found that there is a lot of merit in what he's saying. And if we look at history and the relocation of history, the rewriting of history, then it all makes sense. Without that, What is happening at the moment makes no sense at all. What is happening in the Middle East at the moment makes absolutely no sense at all. So we're going to be outlining that on this show and future shows. I'm going to be putting the document, which we're going to be using for tonight's show, at windowsontheworld.net, probably tomorrow, with the previous two shows we've done. One was called Manufacturing History, because we're going to be going into the whole subject of manufactured history. And also the show we did a few days ago with Ingrid McLean, Shattered Isles, which got us into the subject. We've now lifted the lid on this, and I'm ready to go in and really start putting out the detail around these theories, which in actual fact start to look more and more probable with what's going on and the way history has indeed been rewritten. So yeah, do join us. The Shattered Isles series is really excellent. Well done to you and Ingrid. Thanks. That's great, actually, because I think that Windows on the World put out some of the best information out there. The reason I say that is because I put so much work into it. And what we have really all over the internet is talking heads and people really repeating what each other is saying. I think we're beyond that point now. I think there is an audience for very focused, tight information. And I'm very pleased to say that that audience is there. We do have that audience, and that is great. We do not get hundreds of thousands of hits, because I find the stuff that gets hundreds of thousands of hits is generally just waffle. But do join us for this series, because if you're interested in the manufacturing of history, this particular angle on how we've been manipulated has not really been put out there. And I wanted to do it justice, because years ago, I was talking to Ingrid McLean about this, and I was asking her to outline certain things, prove certain things, give more detail, give it a bit of basis. And I think now we've got that. And I find this stuff absolutely fascinating. So great. Looking forward to the show later on. That's fantastic. I don't think there's that much more I'm going to say on the matter, because I want to get into the real detail, and I can't do that here because I have to have some kind of through line of action. Otherwise, we could end up going all over the place, which is a bit of a problem with the books of Comyns Beaumont, because he does go into this, as I say, alliteration of ideas, which starts taking you from one myth and legend into another. And it's all very interesting, but I think this stuff needs to be sort of honed down and indexed a bit, and that's what we're going to be doing. So do join us, 9:30 p.m. tonight, windowsontheworld.net. Take a look at the archive, subscribe on Spreaker, and do subscribe on Odyssey. We are trying to get people to move away from just watching us on YouTube. And I know I've been saying that for weeks on end, but a lot of people still don't know about it. So yeah, okay, great. We're going to have a lot of information, 9:30 p.m. See you all there, and thanks for listening.